Welcome back again. We shall now go into stereochemistry part 4. Before I go for the topic, I have to introduce myself, which I was ignoring all these days because I was not very clear. It is like this. Teachers normally function without bothering about the publicity. Therefore, I thought I will directly introduce to you the topic which I felt is vital to the understanding of organic chemistry. And my well-wishers felt that I need to introduce myself such that people who are listening to you will understand something about you and your background. My name is K. Ravi Kumar from Hyderabad. I am in this teaching profession for more than 35 years. I consistently taught for students ranging from class 9 to MSc level. I have taught even for IIT JEE people. I started this coaching before the corporate sectors have hijacked the idea of coaching. It was a lovely experience. I also taught in residential schools like Rishi Valley, and I taught for entrance examinations. People are preparing for entrance at MSc level. And like this, I'm totally involved. Basically, to summarize, I have a passion for the subject and compassion for the students. Basically, it is this that is driving me to teach even now. Right now, I'm taking online class also for a couple of students who are interested to learn some sound foundations about the subject such that they can do much better in any format of the examination. So I love teaching, and I thought I must share with you people what all that I'm aware about my subject in a non-textbookish way, so that once you have the passion, once you develop a liking for the subject, the stress factor will automatically come down. So this is the philosophy that I'm adopting, and therefore I'm able to reach you people. Secondly, my classes were by and large very interactive. So I request you, after the video is over, any questions that are bothering you and any clarification that you require, please post them in the comment section below. I will definitely answer them. Because unless until I hear from you, I will not have the satisfaction that what I am teaching is appealing to you, or it is just flowing out into thin air. There will be some purpose served for this video sessions that I am having with you right now. Right, let us go back. In the earlier video, in fact, I was talking about C4H10 formula, by which same formula you can have two different structures proposed. Why this has happened? Because the hydrogen that we are replacing could be either a primary hydrogen or a secondary hydrogen from propane. Propane, if you remember, it is a 3-carbon system. And the 3-carbon system, if you remember, again I am showing with the help of model. This is my propane molecule, 3 carbons, you can see it. Now what I am holding is, can you see that? That is secondary, and these three that I am having here on both sides are primary. Why do we call them as primary? Because carbon attached to these 3 hydrogens in turn is attached to only one more hydrogen. Therefore, we have 2 primary carbons. This is one primary carbon, then the primary carbon. That means these 3 hydrogens and these 3 hydrogens have identical environment. So you replace any one of these 6 hydrogens, you will end up with a structure which is called as N-butane. The formula, of course, is C4H10. On the contrary, if I replace this hydrogen, what I am holding here, secondary one. So it has a different environment, is it not? If I replace that, I am getting a structure which is different from the earlier one. So, same molecular formula with different structures is the inherent sentiment of isomerism. This is part and parcel of organic chemistry. Whether I form the bond for the primary one or for the secondary one, it doesn't make a difference. After all, again I am forming CC bond. In the earlier lecture we have seen catenation is the key property, and because of catenation, let me tell you, the isomerism is a natural corollary for that. And this must be remembered as to what type of carbon we are taking into consideration, because that is a bearing even on the nomenclature part of it. Okay, now again I am going back to my propane molecule, because I am using this as a context to explain many things that will be helpful to you to understand nomenclature, help you to understand what is called as isomerism, help you to understand what is chiral center here. Suppose if I am taking this molecule, again I am going back to propane molecule. So suppose imagine if I am replacing this hydrogen. So what type of hydrogen is this? Attached to primary carbon. Suppose imagine I am replacing this with a red sphere. This is the red sphere. Some different color I am taking here. Suppose imagine this is the molecule I am taking here. So the formula is what? C3, I am holding CH2, let us say Br. Therefore this is CH3, CH2, Br. Let us go back, because you must recognize chirality. Is this carbon a chiral carbon? The carbon to which bromine is attached. What is the condition for primary chiral carbon place? It must have 4 different groups or substituents attached to it. I don't think we have that. Primary means at least 2 of them, 3 of them are hydrogens, only 1 we have replaced. So there is no question of a primary carbon becoming a chiral carbon. So let us see whether it's true for secondary one. So I am going for secondary carbon now. I am replacing here. I am replacing one secondary carbon. Let me show the model again for you. This is CH3, what I am holding. This is again CH3, and what I am holding in front is CHBr. Can you see that molecule closely? CH3, what I am just now. The next is CHBr and CH3. Could this be a chiral center? Now remember, I am no longer with primary. I have taken secondary. No, it looks convincing. Yeah, this is hydrogen, this is Br. But what about these 2 groups? Are they not identical? This is CH3, this is CH3. That means these 2 groups are same. So this secondary carbon cannot be chiral. It is achiral molecule. Therefore, you can easily decide the chirality of the molecule. This must easily be recognized. Suppose now I again go back to my butane molecule once again. Butane molecule where is this? Butane, N-butane I will take. N-butane is what? Where these terminal hydrogens are replaced. This is N-butane molecule forming. Check out. This is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Now, how many primary carbons are there? 2. The extremes I am holding here. These 2 are primary carbons. Why? Because they in turn are attached to only one more carbon. Therefore, they are primary carbons. So there is no point introducing bromine or red color sphere anywhere, because 2 of them are bound to be hydrogens here. On the contrary, I took one of the secondaries one. I'll imagine I'm taking this out and I'm replacing a bromine here. Bromine molecule, bromine atom, sorry. Suppose if I'm replacing bromine here, are you getting what is my formula now? This is CH2, this is CHBr, this is again CH2, and this is CH3. So this is, now earlier if there was no bromine, from whichever side you're starting, that becomes carbon. Suppose imagine what I'm holding is again white. So I can call this as carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I can start from 1, 2, 3, 4. But once you have a bromine, you must recognize the priorities are taking a specific direction. This becomes carbon 1. And they become carbon 2. That is carbon closest to the new thing that's happening here. Bromine introduction. This becomes the priority. 1, 2, correct. This is not 1. 1, 2 and 3 I am showing here. 1, 2, and you should not call this as 3 what I am holding. Because what is happening newly here, the corresponding carbon is far away. This must be recognized as the first carbon. So what is the name of this compound? 2-bromobutane. First one, nomenclature point. I have taken N-butane only. Now again look back to the center. Is it chiral carbon? Make it a part and parcel along with nomenclature itself. Better learn chirality. So there is 1 hydrogen here. There is 1 bromine. What about these 2 groups that are attached here? To start with, we may feel, are they not carbons identical? Yes, it looks like that. But watch out, even though they are carbons, the environment of this carbon and this carbon is not same, is it not? Is it not a prime? It is having 3 hydrogens here, therefore primary. What type of carbon is this which attached to this chiral carbon? Attached to 2 more. So is it not secondary? Therefore, primary carbon and secondary carbon have different environments. If they have different environments, do understand, we consider them as different groups themselves. I was telling you earlier also, any small changes in the environment of a given carbon must be recognized. Otherwise, it looks as if all of them are carbons. How does it make a difference? Therefore, you must be clear about this point. So, this is a chiral carbon. If it is chiral carbon, the molecule which you have named as 2-bromobutane actually must be having one more molecule with which it must be having a mirror image relationship. The nomenclature 2-bromobutane does not recognize that other molecule, because other molecule also the attachment is same, is it not? That molecule also 2-bromobutane, but we cannot have identical name for two different molecules. So nomenclature, we have to add one more point at this stage here, such that we can recognize there are enantiomeric molecules. Just to clarify that point, what are enantiomeric molecules? The molecules which have same attachment, but they cannot be superimposed on each other. If they cannot be superimposed, means they must be different from each other. Therefore, by merely calling 2-bromobutane, we do not know which molecule we are referring to. That leads to an additional point in the nomenclature of the stereochemical projection also. That we shall see in the next video. Thanks a lot.